Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Just want to make this a very quick lesson, Lord's willing, of course, but just want to go over something that pretty much your brother said at the past live stream. All right. This past live stream, Bakwar brought out, pretty much went into Revelation 13 and 11. I'm going to read that. It says, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon." Now, when it goes into that word when it goes into this animal, basically, you know that with the two horns, it's going into the two political parties, right, that show themselves to be, docile, right? Because the two political parties are the Democrats and the Republicans. Back during the Roman Empire, they were known as the plebeians and the patricians, right? And essentially, it's, both of them are on the, same animal. It's just one, shows themselves to be like the good guy. The other one shows themselves to be like the bad guy, in a sense, to some people, right? Because people think there's a left and a right. But although, they show the people that there's a left and a right, essentially that animal is both, those horns are both on the same animal, right? So going into it, right? When you go into right, which basically this is going into, again, the two political parties, the Democrats and Republicans, right? Now, when you go into our word, I think it's horn, right? The word is keros, right? And it shows, one of the definitions says, a mighty and valiant helper, the author of deliverance, the Messiah, right? It's not saying that these two political parties are the Messiah, but what? They essentially like to act like a savior, right? They essentially come here and say a whole bunch of things and tell you that, hey, America's messed up right now. Well, we're going to save you out of it. I got plans to, make America great again, right? That's pretty much Trump's slogan. And then Biden's slogan before he came into office was build back better, right? So they both have slogans, and essentially they're making themselves seem like the author of deliverance, right? That, hey, America's not in the great spot right now, so you know what? I have a plan to get America out of this shithole, so to speak, right? And essentially, when the brother brought this out, started meditating on it a little bit. And if you notice, when it comes to getting votes, yeah, they want everybody's votes, essentially. But if you ever realize, they really focus on our people, they say black and brown communities, right? Most notably, the so-called African Americans, right? They really push for their votes, right? And this is not something that Esau has not done before, right? This is not something that they haven't done. They've used craft. They've used, trickery, right? They've used acting like a lamb, essentially, right? In order to deceive us, in order to get close to us, in order to get what they want out of us, right? This is not something, like I was saying, this is what I was meditating on, that practice of them acting like a lamb, right? But then later on speaking as a dragon, right? Again, the lamb is docile. It seems soft. It's nice. When they come out with all their, things that they say, right? Things that they're going to do, they seem like a nice, for lack of a better word, a nice person. Like, hey, he's just here to help. He's just trying to make things better, right? But then when they start enacting their policies and things like that, that's when you see them speaking as a dragon, right? And a dragon is something fierce, right? So it's like, whoa, I thought this guy was a lamb. But then when he gets into office and starts, enacting those policies, then it's like, whoa. What's going on here? You ain't doing the things that you said you was doing, right? And that's essentially how Esau is always treated you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. He has always acted like a lamb to get so to speak, under your skin, so that way he can use and abuse you, right? And I have an account of that. Now we're going to, I'm sorry, I went to First Ezra, my bad. I meant to go to Maccabees. I'm sorry. Now we're going into First Maccabees. Now this is during the time of Antiochus Epiphanes. This during the time when the Greeks were ruling. And Antiochus Epiphanes was used to bring hell upon our people. Now there's a certain part here. Right, here we go. So this is First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 29. It says, "And after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude, and spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit." See, this is what they have always done, right? Going back to Revelation 13 and 11, right? Speak as a dragon. I'm sorry, had 2 horns like a lamb, but spake as a dragon, right? Now, again, that's going into, to qualify that, that's going into the political parties, right? Between the Democrats and the Republicans. But again, they always make themselves seem like a lamb, something docile, something nice. If a lamb was to walk up to you, you wouldn't look at it as something as a threat. And that's what they always do. Right here, going back during the time of Maccabees, this is after he did all that hell, right? If you read up, they pretty much did a whole bunch of stuff, right? Let me read verse 20, just to give you a little backstory. Verse 20, "And after that Antiochus had spent Egypt, he returned again in the 143rd year, and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude, and entered proudly into the sanctuary, and took away the golden altar, and the candlestick of light, and all the vessels thereof, and the table of the shewbread, and the pouring vessels, and the vials, and the censers of gold, and the veil, and the crown, and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he pulled off. He also took the silver and the gold, and the precious vessels. Also he took the hidden treasures which he found. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre, and spoken very proudly." See, so this is something that this is before, right? He pretty much massacred, took what he wanted to take, did what he wanted to do, and dipped off and spoke proudly about it. But then we go to verse 29, 2 years after, and this has been the thing that they have always done to our people. They have always pretty much abused our people, and then come back a little bit later saying, "Hey, I need your help. You know, we're going to do this better. We're going to do this right. We're going to make sure that we do right by you." But then again, reading verse 29, after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came into Jerusalem with a great multitude, and spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. See, they act like that lamb. They act docile. They act like, "Hey, we're sorry. We apologize. We shouldn't have done that." But once your guard is dropped, once you trust them, because when you continue reading, "For when they had given them credence," all right, cool, we hear you. You know how Jake is, right? "He fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore." So this is after he pretty much massacred our people, sent his chief collector, right, who was coming in his name, and, pretty much making themselves like a lamb, making themselves seem sorry for what they did. We apologize, right? But then eventually what? It was all deceit, and then came and did the same thing to the city again. These are the same people that people know about the Tuskegee experiment, right? How they were injecting so-called African-American men to find out how they could withstand against the disease, right? If I'm getting that correctly, I apologize if I'm getting that a little incorrectly. But I remember, if I'm not mistaken, them injecting African-American men with the disease. And then here it is, they're coming back and asking you to trust them, asking you to help them get into office. These are the same people that poison, put your people in slavery. Constantly, over and over, they do this tactic of acting like a lamb, acting docile, acting sweet, acting nice. But like I said, all was deceit. This is why the scriptures, and I had that pulled up first, right? But I have another precept in mind where it says, I'll get it as well, but where it says in Sirach 12:10, if I'm not mistaken, never trust thine enemy, right? Which, let me get it, actually. Spirit is telling me to get that, and then I'll get another precept. Right? Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 12 and verse 10, it says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, right? Again, that's essentially what they do when they come in, when you go into, again, qualifying Revelation 13 and 11, that beast is going into the two political party systems, or at least with the horns, right? But using that as an example, how, again, the lamb is docile. It's you. If you see a lamb come up to you, you wouldn't be afraid, right? Really think about it. If you see a lamb come up to you and you see a dragon, who are you really going to fear? You're going to fear the dragon. You're going to want to stay away from it. You're going to hide from it. But if a lamb comes up to you, right, you're not going to be afraid of that. Right? Most of the time, people are like, oh, this little cute little animal, right? So that's essentially how they deceive you. That's how they get close to you, right? They got to act docile. They got to act like the authors of deliverance, like it said when you go into the definition of horns, right? They got to make themselves seem like, hey, I'm here for you. I was sent for you. I'm here to benefit you. Don't worry, I got your back. But all is deceit, because once they get into office, like right now, what's today? January 13th, so pretty much about 7 days or 6 days essentially until he gets back in office, right? He said all these great things, right? I'm going to do this and all this type of stuff. But then what happens? He's not going to enact none of those things when he gets into office. What about Biden? Biden had promises, for so-called African Americans. Did he do anything? Did he make right on any of those promises? No. Because why? It was all deceit, and this is what they have always done specifically to our people. That's why they always ask for our people's votes. You got to look at this spiritually. They have always done this thing where they deceive our people. They act nice. They act like a lamb. They act docile, right? They act like they hear for us. It's like, hey, we know that there's some bad blood between us. We know that, you guys haven't been done right, right? What was Joe Biden's thing before he got into office? You're not black if you don't vote for me. And here it is, you voted for him, our people voted for him, those of our people who vote. And then what? Now the country is in the worst position that it's ever been. Now, we know that presidents are not elected, they're selected. But still, you people put your votes into this man, and look at where this country is going. This is your vote. Even though, again, he was selected, he was already chosen to be president, right? For those of you people who believe in voting, right, those of our people, this is your choice. And look at what your choice has led to the country being. Now you have a bunch of migrants in here. Now the country is worse than it's ever been, right? You have dangers and perils going on here. But this is your choice. This is what you chose, right? So again, Sirach chapter 12 and verse 10, it says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not altogether been wiped away. See, you're gonna if you really scrutinize and really analyze him, you're gonna see that wickedness is still there, right? Continuing, verse 12, set him not by thee, lest when he had overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith, right? And that's pretty much essentially what happened to the so-called Native Americans, right? They made them sit by them. They made them stand by them. They helped them out, right? Again, acting all docile, acting all sweet, acting all nice, right? But like it says in the scriptures, I believe that's Psalm 50. Excuse me. Start verse 19. Psalm 50 and 19. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. See? Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thy own mother's son. Oh, no, this is not it. Where is it? Is it Psalm? I mean, that is true what they do, but hold on. No, it's not that one. Is it 52? It's not 51. Hold on. Let me see if it's 55. I always forget this one. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's 55. Sorry. But that is true. That might frame it deceit. So that was good that was brought out. This is it. Sorry. Psalm 55 and verse 20. It says, He had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He had broken his covenant, right? These agreements that they make with you, right? So-called agreements, I should say, where they say that they're going to help you, but yet they never go through on their deals. They never do these things, right? That's where you're seeing the mouth, and he spake as a dragon. Because again, when you see them coming as a lamb, they look like, again, I'm here for you. I'm here to help you out. I'm here for your benefit. I got your back. I'm not going to let this country go down the drain. We're going to build back better. We're going to make America great again. These are the things that they say, right? Essentially establishing a covenant, right? Because essentially a covenant is agreement. So essentially, hey, I give you my word. They put their hands on the Bible when they're inaugurated. That, hey, I'm going to make America great again. I'm going to build back better. We're going to make this country great again, right? We're going to get things back in order. But they never do go through on those words. Here it is before. I think I remember saying this in a lesson, right? If you look at, right, let's talk about before Trump gets in office, right? You had Bush, who was in office for 8 years. You had Barack Obama, who was in office for 8 years, right? So 8 and 8, that's pretty much 16. After Barack was Trump. So Trump was in office for 4 years, right? Trump was in office for 4 years, and then Biden was in office for another 4 years, right? So like I said, Bush was in office for 8 years, if I'm not mistaken. Obama was in office for another 8 years, so 8, that's 16. Trump 4, that's 24, and then pretty much Biden is 28. So think about that, right? And all these guys come in with the same thing, right? They want the country's in shambles, things aren't that great. We want to make things better. But think about that, for 20 plus years, right? Or almost 25 years, right? Or a little bit more, I should say, than 25 years, right? That's a quarter of somebody's life, right? That they have said these things and nothing has gotten better. You fools have believed in these people, but for almost a quarter of your life, nothing has gotten better. They've said the same thing over and over and over because they are not men of their word. They don't keep their word. Again, all was deceit, right? Spake peaceable words unto the people, but all was deceit. So going back to Psalm 55 and 20, he had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with thee. He had broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. See, when they come to you, right? How did they come to the Native American Indians? Smooth, right? Here to help. Here we need help. But what war was in his heart, right? In the back of his mind. In the front of his mind, he's saying all these smooth things. But what in the back of his mind, war, how to destroy, how to deceive you, right? The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet with a drawn swords. See? So they act smooth, they act buttery, but really war is in the back of their mind. These people are not to be trusted. And this is something, just using that example in the book of Maccabees, that this is something that they have always done to our people. They have always acted sly, right? They have always acted innocent to get what they want. It's a tactic. That's what they do in politics. But again, they're not here for your benefit. And to a degree, our people know that. But yet they still vote for these people. They still go for them. Why? Because people most of the time don't want to be left out. They don't want to be looked at as the oddball. Oh, you didn't vote? What's wrong with you? So you voting for the other guy? It's like, no, I'm just not into voting. Oh, you must really gonna vote. It's like, no, I don't believe in voting. Right? Even before the truth, I always knew that something was up with the government. Obviously, I didn't, know what I know now, thanks to the Lord, but I always knew that there was something corrupt about the government. And in my mind, I'm like, why vote for something that is corrupt? Why vote for something that really doesn't truly mean anything at all? So that was always my mindset back then when I was younger. That's why I never vote. My father, especially when Barack Obama was getting into office, he was like, oh, you're going to vote. And I'm like, I'm not voting, not to be disrespectful to my father, but it's like in my mind, you're not going to tell a grown man at the time. I was in high school, but I was like, you're not going to tell a grown man at the time. In my head, being kind of reckless, I know. I'm not going to vote for something that I don't believe in. It doesn't do anything. So even back then, the Lord always gave me a sense that, voting is pretty much stupid. It doesn't do anything. Again, for 20 plus years of you people's lives, and nothing has changed. It's been the same song and dance, but yet you keep believing the same bullshit. And let's go to Sirach 13. This will be the last one, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say it's Sirach 13. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I'm sorry. I did pass by it. So this is Sirach chapter 13 and verse 4. It says, if thou be for his profit, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee, right? And this is pretty much the thoughts and intents of a wicked man. But specifically, Esau Edom is the one that exudes this behavior, right? I don't want to make it just seem like, oh, this is just Esau Edom. This could be anybody, right? This could be even our people, a nigga, that'll do these things, right? But specifically, since we're on the point focusing on Esau Edom, this is what they do, right? They are the masters, if you will, of this. So again, Sirach 13 and 4, if thou be for his profit, meaning that if he can get something out of you, if you can assist him in some way, if you can be of some value, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee, meaning that, oh, you're not of any value. You're not of anything that I can use. So get out of here. I have no use for you, right? You're only as good to him. You're only good to him if he can use you for anything. And you see that most notably in the music industry, in the sports industry, right? But mostly, let's speak about the music industry, right? If they can use you to pretty much make our people into a bunch of degenerates, right? Put out there with women, baby daddy free, I don't need a man, put out that type of energy. They have use for you because we can use you to destroy your own people. But if you're not willing to do that, then get out of here. We have no use for you. If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yea, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for it. So again, this is going into him getting close to you. If he has need of you, right, he will live with you. He'll be close to you, right? He'll befriend you, get real close to you, get real snuggled up with you, make it seem like, he's there for you, right? But remember, again, going back to the precept, spake peaceable words, but all was deceit, right? If he have need of thee, he will deceive thee and smile upon thee and put thee in hope, and he will speak thee fair and say, what wantest thou, right? So again, he has use of you, right? He wants to get something out of you. But in order to deceive you, speak those peaceable words, he has to make it seem like what? What do you want? What do you need? I'm here for you. I got your back. Whatever you want, I'm going to hold you down, right? Right? They speak those fair words, right? So let's read 6 again. If he have need of thee, he will deceive thee and smile upon thee and put thee in hope. He will speak thee fair and say, what wantest thou, right? Don't you people want a better America, right? He'll put you in hope of, hey, America's going to get back on top. Things are going to get back better. Especially right now, since the new year, people, looking for hope, people looking for a better year. Since the end of 2024, things wasn't looking so great. So especially now, people are going to be looking to Trump, those who voted for him, those who confide in him, right? You got the Pasadena fires, the California fires, and things like that. Things are happening. So right now, people are definitely looking for, like, yo, we need some help. Trump, we need you to cool things down because things is getting hot. No pun intended, right? So it's like, all right, I got you. I got some policies coming in. And you know how that guy talks. Verse 7, and he will shame thee by his meats, right? His philosophies, his ways, until he have drawn thee dry twice or thrice. And at the last, he will laugh thee to scorn afterward, right? Same thing like going back to Antiochus Epiphanes, right? They come there, he sent his chief collector, come there speaking peaceful words. Hey, okay, how can we make, because you got to imagine it, right? How can we make this rift? Because there's some bad blood between us, right, Judah? We came here last time, we massacred your people. We understand that. What can we do to make this better? We're sorry. We the king is very sorry. He realizes his mistakes. That's why he sent me, his chief ambassador, to speak on his behalf, to let you know that the king is very sorry for the things that he did those 2 years ago. Right? What can we do to make things better? Right? And then you start believing and start thinking that, hey, this guy's really changed. They're sorry, but no. Right? Then they came, upon the city and did the same thing all over again. So again, verse 7, he will shame thee by his meats, his philosophies, until he have drawn thee dry twice or thrice. Right? He's going to keep using you. Right? Pause. I'm not trying to, pause, but you pretty much, suck you dry, pretty much use you over and over and over. Right? Until he has gotten what he wants. Right? Think of it like pretty much, that's something that happens amongst, African Americans today, dealing with the relationship between a black man and a woman, right? Going back to, at least from what I remember during the time of high school, right? Women used to complain about getting men only wanting to sleep with them, right? That was the goal back in high school. They would want to have sex. They would run them dry twice or thrice, meaning have their fun with them, have their way with them. And then at the end, like, yeah, I don't want no relationship with you. I just want sex. And after I got that, after I had my fun for so long, I'm out. And that's what they do to our people. They have their way with you. They get their fun out of you. They get to use you in the way that they want to, right? And yeah, you seem to get some benefit out of it. You get the money, you get the fame, you get the cars. But after you have no use to them, right? And at the end, and at the last, he will laugh thee to scorn. Then it's like, see, I got what I wanted out of you. It's dumb people. Same thing that happened during the time of Maccabees. You believe the king's messenger, and then what? Came and did the same thing upon the city. These fools, these fools, how could they believe me? How could they fall for the same trick twice? And at the last he will laugh thee to scorn afterward. When he seeth thee, he will forsake thee and shake his head up at thee. See, like, damn fool, got him again. And that's essentially with the political parties. Got him again, got him again, got him again. Same thing, another 4 years, got him, right? Got him, got him, got him. It's the same thing, nothing different. So that tactic, again, qualifying Revelation 13:11, that's going into, the two political parties and how, at the first they act docile, they act nice, they seem like they're here for your benefit. But then later spake as a dragon, showing you that, look, when they get into office, they're not doing the things, right, that they said that they were going to do. You see a whole different beast. It's like, whoa, this guy's acting different. Like, what the hell? These policies and everything that he's bringing into. Because when you go into that word dragon, it goes back to Jacron, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Let me just make sure of that. Dracon or Dracon. Yeah, Dracon. I believe it goes into a root thing. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this goes back to Athenian lawgiver, if I'm not mistaken, that pretty much that was named Dracon, if I'm not mistaken, that pretty much if I'm remembering this correctly, brought out a lot of laws that you could pretty much, like, using an example, if you took an apple off with his head, and it's like, yo, very severe laws, right, for little minor offenses. Essentially, hey, if you steal something off with his head, you're just getting killed right there, right? And that's essentially what they do. But that would be it. Just wanted to bring that out. Just I was meditating upon that and just thinking about that, and just it made me especially when our spirit led me to First Maccabees, that essentially that's what they've always done with our people. They always act they always act sorrowful. They always use very clever words to appeal to our people's emotions, right? Especially women, it's very easy. And then because men pander after women, especially in the society, once the women say, oh my God, you hear what Biden said, or you hear what Trump said, right? Well, let's mostly go with Biden, because women was going a little crazy once Trump got in office, right? And they hear these things, it's like, very easily deceived. And then, once the woman speaks those words into the man, it breaks him down. It breaks him down then, right? And then it's like, yeah, let's just vote for Biden. He's really trying to, make things better, Let's see what happens with Biden, because Trump, he's looking crazy, man. Like, this guy speaks a lot of hateful things. But it's like, if you ask these people, what are the hateful things that Trump has said? He's a racist. How is he a racist? What has he said that's racist? What has he said that's bad? It's just them following the media, following the narrative of the media, right? It's pretty much, just following the narrative. That's all, but don't want to make this too long a rant, but, just, again, like the scriptures say, never trust thy enemy, right? For as iron rusted, so is wickedness. Though he go crouching and humble himself, yet take good heed to him, right? And that's essentially what they do before they get into office. They go crouching, right? The same way an animal will go crouching in the bushes when it's, stalking its prey, right? But then it goes into a different mode, right? Once it's ready to pounce, then it gets aggressive, right? And then it gets lethal. And that's essentially what they do, right? Once, before and after they get into office. So I pray that this video has been edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachak, Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.